Hello everyone. Welcome to my Flutter by Moments today. I'm going to give it just a second to make sure everything's going the way we want it to before we start. Okay. Let's make sure. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. Today we are in a new month. We are in March, and so we have a new kit this month. This month the kit is featuring the Dandy Garden and Ice Cream Corner suites out of the January-June mini catalog. So first of all, I just wanted to give you kind of an idea to see these papers and see how pretty they are. Very colorful and lots of fun different patterns in the Dandy Garden suite. As part of the suite, you get the 6x6 papers. You are going to get, this is what they kind of call a mega suite because it has a lot of stuff. So you're going to get the papers, you're going to get that we have envelopes and card fronts that you get. We have a Memories and More kit that's part of the Dandy Garden suite. It has 3x4 cards, and it also has 4x6 cards. So you'll get half a pack of those. And then you're going to get a quarter spool of the linen thread, the Mossy Meadow linen thread that comes with it. And then last but not least, I think these are my favorite thing, is these tiny little ladybugs. See if you can see that. Yep. They're just really tiny, but you'll get 5 of those little ladybugs as part of your kit. And then we also, like I said, have the Ice Cream Corner kit. And that's actually the paper we're going to be using today. We'll start by showing you. This is really fun paper. It was well thought out when they designed it, and I'll show you that in a few minutes. There's lots of different fun, bright colors once again, and lots of nice different patterns, big, bold patterns, as well as some smaller patterns. So anyway, that's what the paper looks like. You will get a quarter pack of the paper. You will get some of the Blackberry Bliss striped ribbon. It's kind of a sheer ribbon. And then you will get half a pack of, these are little tiny sprinkles. We will be using these today on today's project as well. But they're kind of like a rubbery type fill, but they're really fun to play with. So, all right, move that aside. As always, today's project will be up on my blog. You can visit it at www.myflutterbymoments.com right here. You can print off the project sheet and get the measurements and the different supplies needed to make the project. And we are going to be making this card today. And this is a fun card because it is a fun fold card. It has a little bit of a different take on a card compared to your normal card. So that's what we're going to be doing today. And we are featuring the Sweet Ice Cream stamp set. It's kind of, and I really like this stamp set. It's a fun one to play with. So, all right. Okay, so first of all, before we get, well, we're going to go ahead and get started with, so you're going to need a base. And instead of having, normally we have cardstock that we fold in half, we just have a base that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. And then you will have a piece of the striped DSP that is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm just going to take and put some adhesive on the back of that and center that on there. And then we have a piece of, another piece of Pool Party cardstock that is 3 1/2 by 6 1/2, and we need to score it. So we're going to take our cutter here as a score tool, and it needs to be scored at 2 3/8 on the 6 1/2 side. So this is the 6 1/2 side. I'm going to score it at 2 3/8. Okay. I'll take and fold that in half and just get a good crease on that. Okay. Inside of that, we have a piece of Whisper White cardstock that is 4 by 3 3/8, and we're going to just glue that inside of our card. This is what we will write our message on. Just line that up there like that. And then there's another piece that goes on the outside. We're going to do some stamping on this. So we're going to start with, it's a kind of a splotch, is what I'm going to call it. And we're going to use petal pink paper, or petal pink ink. And I'm going to take and just start randomly putting this splotch on here. Now, one thing to do when you're randomly stamping and you have something like this is you want to turn the stamp. So I just turned the stamp because I don't want it always going the exact same direction. So I'm going to hold it differently now and stamp some more. Okay, so kind of like that. Just randomly stamp that splotch all over. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment in Blackberry Bliss ink. And the sentiment I chose was "You Melt My Heart." I thought that was really cute. You melt my heart. And that just is going to be stamped. I'll make sure that's stamped good. That's going to be stamped over here in the corner. Okay. And that is all the stamping we're going to do, believe it or not. Because, do you remember I mentioned earlier this paper was well designed? It makes it super easy to make this card. I'm going to quickly glue this on the back. Of that. And then we're going to glue this onto our card base. Okay, and it's basically centered. It's centered on this card. All right. There we go, like that. That's how I'm gonna do that. Okay, so set that aside for a minute. And we're gonna work on our ice cream scoops. Okay, so as you can see, this is one of the backs of the pieces of paper. And they did it in several different colors, and it is perfect because it fits the little scoop of ice cream perfectly. So I'm just gonna take and go in here and punch my first scoop of ice cream, and I do get a bonus cone with that. Okay, so there's my first scoop. My second scoop I'm going to do down here out of the blue and green. And then one more. This makes it so easy because it looks like you spent a lot of time watercoloring and you didn't. You just quickly punched. All right, so there's my 3 scoops of ice cream. And then, remember I said how it was designed that they did one side that looks like your cone. So it's really easy to just take this and insert it into your punch, and you have a cone. So see how easy that was? All right. Next, we need to, we're going to use dimensionals to put this together. So if you can see on the card here, the cone kind of hangs off the side of the tab just a little bit. So because of that, I only want to put my dimensionals on one side of my cone. Okay, so I'm going to imagine where I would be placing it on here, flip it over, and I only want to put it on the one side. And for this project, I am using mini dimensionals. And then the first one, I'm going to have I want it to be once again, you have to think about what side you're going to put your dimensionals on. So I'm going to just do them on this side, flip this over. I'm using 2 dimensionals on each card. One right there like that. Okay, now we need to put it together. So I'm going to take my card and just, this goes here, right here at the bottom, and just put it on about halfway. Okay. My first scoop is the pink and purple. 1. Just put that right on top. All right, my next scoop I'm going to do is the green and blue. Did I get that off? No, okay, there we go. And I'm just going to put it about halfway down. And then my last scoop is the yellow scoop. Just put that, oh, mine, this one has a little more pink in it. Okay, so like that. And that creates our ice cream that melts off, but we don't see any of our adhesive on the back side here. All right, and then we need to put on some ribbon, and this ribbon is the Blackberry Bliss ribbon, and it's 16 inches long. And I'm just going to take and tie it at the bottom of my card here on the one side. Try to get that even so I have enough. There we go. And I'm just doing a knot. Easy, easy. All right. Pull that tight like that. And I need to trim it, but I took my scissors. One second, grab my scissors. Just take and trim that off at an angle. Okay. And then the last thing I want to do is those, remember those little sprinkles that I told you about? I'm just going to take them and lay them here, and there are several ways you could probably do this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, I have a silicone adhesive sheet here, and I'm going to just take, and I'm going to just put a little tiny bit of this right onto my sheet, okay? So make a little pull of it. And then, this is the fine tip glue pen. And then I have some tweezers because these are so tiny. I just like to pinch a little bit and drop them into the lid so you have a variety. You can see the colors. And then I'm just going to take and pick up with my tweezers, dip it in the glue, and then I'm just going to, I actually got a little much there. It's kind of hard to, maybe, yeah, drag it off a little bit. Just, oh, come on. This is a little tedious, but once you get it done, it looks really good. It looks really good. And then just make sure to choose a variety of colors. Okay, we'll do this one. So that it looks random. I kind of try to like to do just 2 of every color that there is. That one came off. Try that again. Another way to do it is you could just dump a bunch of glue on and just smack them in there. That's actually how I did it the first time, and I didn't like it, so I tried it again this way. All right, we got one more. We need to do some purple. Take this one right up here, and I pulled up the yellow one. I don't think that yellow has enough glue. We're going to try that again. Okay, there we go. You also could take the pick tool or something and use it to help take them off once they're there we go. All right, so we'll dump the rest of these back into our thing. And then you can just take your silicone rag and take a wipe, or not rag, your silicone mat, and just take a rag to wipe off that excess glue that's on there. And then you're good to go. Like that. So, okay. And that is the end of our card. So, once again, if you are interested in purchasing the kit, you can head to my blog at www.myflutterby.moments.com, and you'll have to email me to let me know that you want it so I can send you the link to purchase it. And the project sheet will be up on my blog. And I want to thank you all for coming. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.